It rose as it's thrown, just like every night has its dawn, just like every guardo. Hey, are we back? I don't know, man. Hey, it's been forever. Oh my God. What the hell happened to my beard? What is going on, man? Anyway, this is the Afterfight Afterthought for the Manny Pacquiao Juan Manuel Marquez fight. And with the Afterfight Afterthought, I go through the before, the during, and the after fight with both fighters. And I'll start out with I guess Juan Manuel, start out with him. And then we'll go to Manny. And, before the fight, this is it, man. His fourth time a charm. The fact that he's getting a fourth shot at somebody only says to just how great those fights were. And how contested they were when you start looking at it. A fourth fight, it's amazing. Most believe that he's actually like 2-1 against Pacquiao, or even better than that. And he has Manny's number. We do know this. We know he can counterpunch with the best of them. And for some reason, Manny Pacquiao brings out the absolute best in Juan Manuel Marquez when we see him fight. But you got to wonder what's left in the tank. He's 39 years old. If he loses, is he going back down to 140 for good? Retirement would definitely be another one. Again, he's 39 years old when you start looking at this. But all of a sudden, he gets a new trainer who's very suspect, and they're starting to wonder. And he comes in the ring, and I don't know if those were shoulder muscles or, what he packed on up in here that, maybe he wasn't weight training before and he started weight training now or something there. But, man, that's crazy. But, it's funny how all of a sudden they start mentioning about Marquez doing PEDs, but, and then they barely talk about Pacquiao possibly of doing them in the past, maybe. When you go over to Pacquiao, you start wondering, is he fading? Admittedly, in the Bradley fight was going on, it wasn't his best go, but I thought he did decent enough in that fight. If he looks bad in this fight, are they going to start saying, is he off the PEDs? You see what I'm saying? Once they start talking about it, and then the fighter slips a little bit, then they're going to start saying that. Now, he's 33 years old, but that is an old 33. Don't let it fool you. He's bouncing around. He's yet to outright beat Juan Manuel Marquez as well. So, a lot of factors are combining to make this a great storm. You got Pacquiao saying, I'm going to show you. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to do something so great that it's going to wipe away any doubts in your mind. And at the same time, you have Juan Manuel saying the very same thing. He's like, I'm going to knock him out. So both fighters are saying, I'm going to knock him out. And we're going to go into the fight, and we're going to look at that. I'm not going to give exactly a round by round, but I will give you my thoughts on the fight as it went through. And obviously, you have to wonder about Manny Pacquiao. If he loses this fight, pretty much all the big fights are going to be gone unless there's a possible rematch. And how bad are the things that are going on in the Philippines right now with the storms and all that other stuff that's happening? How is that affecting him mentally? Just throwing that out there. You never know. Round one, Pacquiao starts out kind of fast. He's throwing. They're trading power shots there. Marquez is working the body. There's a nice ebb and flow in there. It seems like Pacquiao gets the best of that round. And I gave that round 10-9 to Pacquiao. The second round, there was a great ebb and flow back and forth. You had the feeling out process, seeing how things would work. Pacquiao landing that left, but, Marquez is landing that right hand. And he's working the body. That was a round. I scored a draw. It could have went either way, and I wouldn't argue with that. In the third round, going back and forth, Pacquiao's actually pressing. He's landing the 1-2s. He's landing that left. He's kind of starting to take control, it seems. And then out of nowhere and out of the blue, this massive right hand lands by Marquez. It was as clean a shot as you'll ever see, really. Well, one of the cleanest shots, I should say, that you'll see. And it caught him flush, and he went down. He went down so hard, I thought the fight was going to end possibly right there. He gets back up, and I actually saw they started going back and forth, and I saw Manny starting to almost like take over the end of the round, but you're still going to score that a 10-8 round for Marquez. So depending on how you scored, I actually had Marquez up by a point at this point. Again, it seems a little tentative going into round 4, and why wouldn't you if you got knocked down in round 3? Pacquiao is backing off a little bit. Hooks are landing by Marquez, but Pacquiao is starting to land a couple of shots. I see Manny shaking his left hand a little bit after he lands it. I don't know if it's hurt or not. I haven't heard any word at this point. If anything happened there, right to the body by Marquez. Starts landing, but Pacquiao seems to be landing the jabs and the 1-2s a little more confident in this round. And I thought Pacquiao took the 4th round, which was kind of big for him, seeing as how he was just knocked down in the round prior. The 5th round was where you saw it started tentative at first, but then they started trading those jabs there. Big left by Pacquiao caught Marquez, and you could see it was one of those where he didn't really see it, caught him off guard, and Marquez was going down, and he caught himself with his hand, so they had to rule that a knockdown. I mean, it was a good enough shot to knock him down, and Marquez was actually looked like he was hurt. They went back and forth, trading a little bit. Marquez was still working that body, forcing Pacquiao to respect the body attack and everything, and then they started landing bombs there. And you have to wonder, at the end of that round, it looked like Pacquiao was trying to end it because Marquez was hurt, and did Pacquiao gas himself out? And that round was 10-8 Pacquiao, so I had Pacquiao actually winning the fight at this moment. And you start getting in the 6th round, the pressure's happening. Jabs by Marquez, they're trading. Pacquiao appears to be turning it up. He was controlling the round. I thought he was keeping distance, getting in, landing his shots, using his speed, and everything like that. A big left by Pacquiao, I thought, was landing in there. And then right at the very end of that round, which was a very convincing Pacquiao round, you've got Marquez landing a perfectly placed right-hand counter. It was perfect. And he went down, and it was like the scene out of Friday when everybody was leaning over a guy, and they were like, "You got knocked out!" It was like one of those. I mean, his hand was over him like he just fell down. And where he fell. I mean, there was no catching himself, anything. The ref looked, and it was over. And you seen it, and you're like, oh my God. And I said to myself, do I put this video out right now, or do I wait until about Monday so maybe we have a result of a drug test so I don't jump the gun? You see what there's method to my madness sometimes. And obviously, after this fight, when you start looking at the afterthought of it, there's going to be a rematch. There's going to be a fight number 5. And it's going to be just as exciting as the other 4 have been. And it's going to be exciting to see how that one turns out. Is Pacquiao going to take it like serious now? Is he going to recover from being embarrassed in a sense? I mean, you get flat knocked out. There's some embarrassed stuff there. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to your buddies. Well, it was close. You can't say that stuff, man. When you get knocked out so bad that you're drooling on the floor, with any hand, you just holding, just knocked out, snoring, dust coming up off the canvas. There's no coming back from that. You know what I'm saying? You got to redeem yourself. When you start looking at Marquez, I put in right here, wait for the results of the post-fight drug test. That was my biggest thing there. A rematch. Didn't seem like he really wanted it, though. When they asked him about the rematch, he's like, I kind of have to talk to my buddies. I finally got the convincing win. People are going to say, So I'm kind of worried about whether or not they will get a rematch in there. And obviously, retirement could be on his schedule because he finally got that one piece. You knew he wasn't going to beat Mayweather, right? You knew that. But now he finally got that one piece. When you start looking at Pacquiao, retirement definitely could be in the mix for him. But he did say he was open for a rematch. So that looks like a very possible thing there and should happen. There should be money in the rematch. How could you not want to watch a great fight? Their styles make it a great fight, the way they combine there. And now, the fact that, either one of them could go down at any moment, there were 3 knockdowns in that fight, could have been more. How could you not want to see that fight? Is damage done? That was a massive KO. usually after a knockout like that, most fighters are never the same. They're not just hopping right back in the ring saying, I can't wait to do this stuff, you know. Unfortunately, we really didn't get to see that with Paul Williams because of his accident. But a lot of guys that really get knocked out, they don't come back from that. It's devastating, you know, kind of a knockout. I mean, he looked good. He looked. I had him winning the fight. Getting countered is his downfall. Mayweather's a better counterpuncher than Marquez. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, please comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm going to try and get some of these more out now that school's out too. Yeah. 2 jobs, going to school, and a new baby. That's why you ain't seen me, man. I've missed you guys. I missed you so much. I love you guys. All right. Well, hey, this is the Bigragu. I'm out.